Sean, what sticks out when you look at that Chargers defense?
They're talented. Obviously, I have two of the better pass rushers in the league with Joey and Melvin Gordon coming off the edge. We're going to have to do our best to make sure we contain that. Obviously, as a quarterback, make sure that you keep those guys in mind when you're moving throughout the pocket and continue to take what the defense gives us.
I know, Spencer's been in a tough spot for Joe, but does it feel like the protection hasn't been what it was the last couple of weeks?
No, I think we're obviously there's a couple of things that we'd like to have back in terms of picking up some stunts, but in terms of IDing and doing our job, I think guys are doing a good job. It's on me to once again, make sure the ball's out of harm's way, get the ball out quicker when there are some hiccups, but for the most part, I think we're doing an awesome job with protection.
So now DeShone Kizer studying for an opponent that obviously haven't played before. What do you see with this Charger?
Yeah, once again, they have two great pass rushers off the edge. Pretty stout, front seven, and their DBs are majority experienced. So it's going to be a team in which you got to once again take what the defense gives you. If there's free access out there, make sure you take advantage of it and continue to game plan accordingly.
What's the extent of the one-on-one work you've done with Gordon to this point?
We have 2 days worth of going out and seeing how he's running routes. He's obviously going to be able to step in after a good week of practice last week with the offense and the ones this week. I think today will be a great opportunity to go out there and continue to develop this chemistry and try to get into this crash course of a relationship that should have been 12 weeks now, but obviously only going to be 2 weeks.
There's been so much talk about Josh, but what do you think realistic expectations are for his first game back?
Realistically, we expect him to come out and not skip a beat. He's proven to us that he's been absolutely dedicated on getting back out to the field. Physically, he's right with us as far as being in shape for the season. He's been in his playbook. He understands everything. We're able to walk through, and he's locked in. He understands everything he's supposed to do. Once again, this is going to be about now taking all of our playmakers that we have out there and spreading the ball. That's the right guy at the right time and allowing him to make plays with the ball.
I think when Corey came back, he got like 11 or 12 balls thrown to him his first week back. How do you balance resisting the temptation to look for Josh first versus, as you said, you're trying to spread it out?
Every play has a read, and it's on me to make sure that I'm reading it correctly. Whether it be a safety, whether it be a linebacker, it's on me to make sure that I'm going throughout my reads and getting to the guys, or getting the ball to the guy who's open at the time. If it's the first read, if it's the second read, if it's Josh, if it's Corey, it doesn't really necessarily matter as long as the ball's in the right place. I think we're in a position now where we have once again a bunch of playmakers all over the field, and every guy that steps out there is going to be able to break. We've seen David make good plays. We've seen Duke make great plays. Seth, Corey, now Josh. You got Rashard, who's turning on now in the second half of the season. So we got guys out there all over the place that we'll be able to get the ball to.
Do you have any idea if the Chargers will treat Josh like he was 4 years ago? What's your guess on that?
You can't really guess. You have a guy like Corey Coleman who comes out and in his first game back, goes for 8 catches and 60 yards. Is that the guy who gets double teamed? You have Josh Gordon who comes back, obviously for a little bit of a break from the NFL, and it's proven that he can be one of the better receivers. So we'll see, and once again we'll react accordingly.
When you're studying your own game film, do you kind of bounce that study off of watching what other top quarterbacks are doing this year to kind of compare notes with what you're doing and what the top guys are doing?
Yeah, this is kind of a mimic league. Everyone's kind of doing some of the same stuff in every game, and you can kind of see how other guys go about what they do. There's some guys out there who are obviously consistently having success that I'm trying to figure out why it is, and I think it goes back to the way that they simplify the game, the way that they allow their reads to come to them and take what the defense is giving them. They're not forcing the ball. They're getting the ball out of their hands and in the playmakers' hands and allowing those guys to go do their jobs.
Any quarterbacks in particular you like to look at?
No, whoever's on the tape.
Sean, I saw yesterday you were at the hospital. Do you want to talk about the cleats you're wearing Sunday and the snorkels?
For the My Cleats, My Cause this week, I decided to partner with a family foundation from Notre Dame. One of my good teammates and good buddies at Notre Dame, his brother passed away from cancer right before we got to Notre Dame, and they created a family foundation called the Andrew Wisher Foundation in memory of him, and they've been able to immediately impact and ease some of the pressures that come from families who are dealing with cancers of all sorts. So my relationship with Nick, his brother at Notre Dame, has allowed me to become really tight with the family, and I'm looking forward to continuing to bring awareness to what they have. They do a big music festival called Wish Fest. That's actually this Friday, which is obviously a coincidence with the My Cleats, My Cause. So I'm going to continue to work to promote that and allow them to continue to raise funds so they continue to help these different families.
His last name?
Nick Wisher.
I know you had the long losing streak at St. Pius, but how different is this mental challenge, DeShone, when you go week to week and you got to kind of forget about it and try to stay motivated?
Well, I think it's completely different. This league presents a new challenge, a new opportunity each week. When you're going against a new defensive coordinator, you're going against new talent. Every week it kind of presents a new challenge for me as a quarterback to learn about this game and the different schemes that can be put out there. So although obviously I don't want to be in this position and we all plan on this going a lot differently, I think it's cool for me to reset every week and really treat the challenge as it is itself. Set your specific goals for yourself. Really game plan as much as you can for that defense so that next time you come back around, hopefully I'm around long enough to play every team that we've seen multiple times, and I'll be able to go against defensive coordinators multiple times. And so I'm trying to just treat each week as a new week and truly just try to go 1-0 every time I step on the field.
Do you have a level of concern about what the record means for Hugh's future?
No. Once again, that's completely out of my hands, for one. And for two, that there's so much that goes into preparation each week that the last thing we're thinking about is what's going on at a club level. We're focused in on the football side of things and how we can, as a team, put together a complete game and get our first victory.
How have you seen Hugh carry himself through all this?
He's awesome. I mean, he's resilient. Every week that he comes in, it's the same motivational speech. It's the same energy that he had week one, the same energy he had when we were 4-0 in the preseason, and I think that's what makes him good as coach as he is. And his ability to game plan these different defenses is unreal. And I'm obviously privileged to be a part of a coach who's been able to be such an offensive threat to this league, and it's allowed me to learn one of the better offenses quickly, and finally starting to get some success going, and hopefully that success at my individual level hopefully trend into first victory.
Now that you've played the 10 games, what kind of stuff are you seeing and knowing that there would have been no way to know when you were heading into the preseason, not having been on the field with the pro guys?
Yeah, it's countless. I mean, you can talk about any aspect of this game, and I can give you a story on how I've learned so much about it. I think that's going to be an awesome opportunity this offseason, is to reflect on the different things I've been able to learn and how to develop those, and reach out to my peers in this league and see what they understand at the higher level to be able to up my game and continue to try to make myself a better athlete.
How important is it for the running game to stay on track now that you guys have this back?
Yeah, I think it's huge for us. I think that once again we're looking for a complete game, offensively, defensively, running, passing, special teams. We're looking to put everything together. I think we've shown spurts of greatness in all aspects at different times. If we can put that all together, I think we can compete with the best of them. And I think that right now it's about us doing whatever we can to prepare ourselves this week to be able to go out and execute at a high level and hopefully get our first win.
Do you think Gordon's presence can help the running game?
We'll see. I think understanding that the passing game obviously complements the running game. If Gordon's presence leads to a better passing game, then yes, it will. I think that if we can go out there and continue to have the chemistry that we've been able to develop with all the other guys, now adding Josh in will allow our passing game to go to the next level. And if that goes to the next level, linebackers are going to take us a couple steps back, which will allow our run game to hopefully work itself out.